city lights grow smaller with every mile behind me, and somewhere ahead the sea is calling. A winding road beneath the moonlight, stretching farther than I know. Streetlights slowly disappear into the darkness of the hills. The radio hums softly, keeping company tonight, while distant stars are scattered across the coastal sky. Every journey starts with leaving something familiar behind. The long road to the coast, calling through the night, leading me toward horizons hidden just beyond the light. The long road to the coast, steady and unknown, following the promise of a place I've never known. The air begins to change around me, carrying whispers of the sea. A cool wind through the open window brings stories from the shore. The miles roll underneath me like pages in a book, and every turn reveals a little more of what's ahead. Passage. Some roads take you somewhere, some roads change you along the way. The long road to the coast, under moonlit skies, every mile a little closer to where the ocean lies. The long road to the coast, far beyond the town, where the lighthouse waits in silence and the waves sing all around. The night feels wide and endless. The future feels the same. And for the first time in a while, I don't need to know the way. The road continues, the stars remain, the sea awaits. At first, I thought it was a star, then it moved, or perhaps I moved closer. The road bends toward the shoreline, where the ocean meets the sky. Fog drifts drifts softly across the cliffs, like a dream that never ends. A distant light appears ahead, golden through the midnight blue, standing where the sea and darkness fade into each other. Some destinations announce themselves quietly. First sight of the lighthouse, shining through the haze, a beacon in the distance, calling through the waves. First sight of the lighthouse, bright against the sea, like a promise waiting patiently for someone like me. The closer that I travel, the taller it becomes, its lantern turning slowly above the sleeping coast. The wind carries hints of salt water, the waves begin to speak, and suddenly the journey feels bigger than the road beneath me. Passage, not every light guides ships, some guide hearts. First sight of the lighthouse, golden in the night, standing watch above the ocean with its steady light. First sight of the lighthouse, silent and true, a reminder that the darkest path still leads somewhere new. Stretch into shadow, the sea rolls far below, and high above the coastline, the beacon continues turning patiently. A distant light growing brighter. The wind arrived first, long before the waves, long before the shore. The ocean hides beyond the cliffs, yet I can feel it in the air. A cool breeze carrying whispers from places I have never seen. The lighthouse turns above the coastline, its lantern sweeping through the mist, while distant waves keep writing stories across the dark. Some places speak before you even reach them. Salt in the wind, drifting through the night, carrying the sound of oceans far beyond my sight. Salt in the wind, wild and free, like a message from the water calling out to me. grass bends softly near the shoreline. The clouds move slowly overhead. The sea keeps breathing in the darkness, steady as a sleeping giant. Every gust feels full of memories, from ships and storms and distant lands. And for a moment I can almost understand. Passage. The sea remembers every traveler who ever followed its horizon. Salt in the wind, floating through the blue, bringing pieces of the ocean into everything I do. Salt in the wind, soft and clear, a reminder that the shoreline has been waiting all these years. The lighthouse glows behind me, the endless sea ahead, and somewhere in the darkness, a thousand unseen journeys continue on. Ocean breeze, moonlit waves, endless horizon. Every night the lantern rises. Every night the sea answers. A spiral staircase winding upward, through old stone and weathered wood. The lantern room glows softly against the darkness of the coast. Outside the waves keep rolling across the sleeping sea, while one small light continues its quiet work. Not every hero leaves a name behind. Keeper of the light, watching through the night, holding back the darkness with a single golden light. Keeper of the light, steady as the tide, guiding unseen travelers across the restless sea tonight. The walls are filled with old logbooks, stories written by the rain, names of ships and distant harbors long since carried by the waves. The lantern turns above the coastline, patient as the moon, while the keeper listens to the ocean's endless tune. Passage. Some people guide the world without ever leaving home. Keeper of the light, standing through the years, through every storm affection. Perhaps the brightest lights are the ones that ask for nothing in return. Keeper of the light, golden in the rain, turning through the darkness again and again. Keeper of the light, high above the sea, a quiet promise that no traveler sails alone. Lantern turning, waves below, night continues.
The sea changes first, long before the rain, long before the thunder. The sea always knows. Dark clouds gather near the horizon, turning silver water gray. The wind begins to speak in whispers across the restless waves. The lighthouse stands above the coastline, steady as it always has, while distant thunder slowly echoes through the dark. Some lights shine brightest when the night grows wild. Storm on the horizon, rolling toward the shore. Waves rising higher than before, against the rocks below. Oh, storm on the horizon, the beacon still remains, turning through the darkness, through the thunder and the rain. The lantern burns inside the tower, golden against the storm. Ships become shadows in the distance, fighting through the waves. The keeper climbs the winding staircase one more time tonight, making sure the light continues to guide the lost passage. The storm is not the enemy. The storm reminds us why the light matters. Storm on the horizon, thunder in the sea, yet the lighthouse keeps on shining for everyone who needs to see. Storm on the horizon, wild and strong, teaching us that hope survives, no matter how long. Reflection. Courage is not standing without fear. Courage is keeping the lantern lit. Anyway. Storm on the horizon, rain against the glass. Everywhere
coastline, hiding water, rocking sky. The lighthouse beam moves through the silence, appearing only for a breath, somewhere far beyond the mist. A lonely horn calls through the gray, a voice from ships I cannot see, drifting through the dawnless sea. Fog signals calling through the white, echoes from another world beyond my fading sight. Fog signals soft and low, guiding unseen travelers where only the lighthouse knows. Continue somewhere underneath, though I cannot see them now. The cliffs still stand beneath the fog, though they seem like distant dreams. The lantern turns above the tower, patient as the morning tide, while hidden ships keep following its golden eye. Passage, sometimes the light is enough, even when the shore is gone. Fog signals floating through the gray, tiny pieces of direction in a world that's lost its way. Gentle and true, a reminder that not seeing doesn't mean you're lost. Foghorn, lantern, mist, silence. Inside an old wooden drawer, beneath maps and faded charts, a bundle of forgotten letters waits beneath the dust. Names I do not recognize, written in careful hands. Stories paused in the middle of becoming memories. Letters never sent, waiting through the years, holding little pieces of hopes and dreams and fears. Letters never sent, folded by the sea, keeping words alive for someone they'll never meet. One speaks of distant harbors, one speaks of coming home, one ends before the final page, as if time simply moved on. The lighthouse lantern flickers across the yellowed paper, while waves continue writing their own letters on the shore. Passage, some stories end without an ending, yet remain beautiful all the same. Letters never sent, quiet as the tide, carrying forgotten moments through the passing night. Letters never sent, still somehow survive, long after the hands that wrote them have disappeared from sight. Old paper, lantern light, distant waves. Midnight beacon, turning through the night, sending golden circles across the sleeping tide. Midnight beacon, far beyond the shore, reaching those who need it like it has before. The clouds have drifted toward the horizon, leaving stars above the sea. The lantern shines with quiet purpose across the darkened waves below. No applause, no celebration, just a light that keeps on turning, night after night. Midnight beacon, steady as the moon, guiding unseen travelers beneath the silver blue. Midnight beacon, faithful and bright, a promise written softly across the ocean night. The keeper watches from the tower as distant lights return, small ships moving through the darkness toward the safety of the coast. Every sweep across the water carries hope a little farther than the eye can ever see. Passage, some lights shine because they must, not because anyone is watching. Midnight beacon, golden through the calm, holding every traveler within its patient arms. above, quiet water.
The waves arrive in quiet patterns, touching stone and drifting back. The ocean follows ancient rhythms, older than the lighthouse walls. The night feels softer than before now. The wind has lost its restless voice, and every breath carries a stillness across the shore. Before the tide returns, the world stands still. Moonlight resting on the water, beyond the distant hills. Before the tide returns, nothing asks for more. Only waves and silent lanterns, keeping watch along the shore. The stars begin to fade above me, one by one into the blue. The horizon slowly brightens, though the morning isn't here. The lighthouse turns with quiet patience, its work almost complete, while somewhere far beyond the darkness, a new day waits passage. The sea never rushes, yet it always arrives. Before the tide returns, calm and slow, every wave a gentle reminder to let the moment go. Before the tide returns, peaceful and true, the ocean keeps its promises, and somehow so do you. Quiet water, fading stars, waiting dawn. The eastern sky begins to brighten, soft gold spreading across the sea.
stars retreat beyond the daylight, leaving room for something new. The lighthouse beam grows faint and gentle, its long night finally complete, while morning paints the water in shades of gold and blue. Morning over the Atlantic, sunlight on the waves, every mile and every memory carried into day. Morning over the Atlantic, wide and bright and free, the horizon stretches farther than it did in my dreams. The cliffs glow softly in the sunrise, the wind feels warmer than before. Fishing boats begin their journeys across the waking sea. The keeper watches from the tower one last time before the day, and smiles as the ocean greets the light again. Passage, the lighthouse guided the night, the sunrise guides the day. Morning over the Atlantic, golden on the tide, every storm